Dziękuję bardzo Magnusowi za
Thank you,
fantastyczne
Magnus,
wystąpienie.
for a
I tym
wonderful
samym zapraszam
presentation.
Państwa do
And I would
niespodzianki.
like to
Tą
invite
niespodziankę
you
będzie Państwu serwować,
to the
animować,
surprise
prowadzić
served and
pani Gabriela
animated
Kwarta. Pani
by
Gabriela jest
Gabriela Kwarta.
marketingowcem, trenerką
Gabriela
firmy
Kwarta
Good
is
Books and Good Games.
working
Prowadzi swoją
in Good
firmę
Books and Good
Kulturalny
Games.
Marketing.
She's a chef trainer.
Wcześniej
She has her own
pracowała
company,
dla
Kulturalny
Narodowego
Marketing.
Forum Muzyki
She
we
used to work
Wrocławiu w
for the
roli
National
pomocy
Forum of
sprzedaży
Music in
oraz
the
jako
PR and
wykładowczyni
marketing,
na Wrocławskiej
and as a
Akademii
lecturer
Muzyki.
of the
Witam Panią bardzo
Academy of
serdecznie
Music in
i
Wrocław.
oddaję pole do zaskakiwania
So
naszych
welcome,
cudownych
and yet now you have a chance to surprise our audience. Good morning, Agnieszka. Good morning, everyone. Thank you. Actually, good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for. I represent the company Good Games that deals with games in culture and education. Maybe we've heard of us, maybe not. I'm really happy that I can be with you and talk a bit about our company. Organizers actually presented me partially. I'm trying to combine all these areas, new technology, business, and education and culture in one, working in Good Books and Good Games. Two companies, sister companies, because in Good Books we are dealing with training, we train cultural educators, people working in education, working in culture. We teach them how to deal with new technologies, we give them ideas how to act in their area. And as a Good Games, we deal with games, with gamification. There was a lot said about gamification, so I will tell you a bit more, and then surprise, I would like you to go to some application and play a game and experience the gamification. We talk so much about what we are dealing with and what is the scale of our activities. We've been working for 15 years. We've been training. We train over 20,000 people annually, stationary, like offline and online, in different educational and cultural institutions. We have 400 different topics of training in terms of new technology, reading, and broadly understood culture. And in terms of the games, we have good results as well, because annually there are over 150 games are designed, talking about mobile games. Because mobile games, this is the topic of our experiment. We believe that education by playing, so edutainment, is a way to reach the youngest consumers, the youngest people, so that they remember what we teach them. So gamification in cultural and educational institutions has a great chance to develop. It has great potential. So we hope there will be more and more games. That's why we provide complex and practical knowledge about gamification, but also tools that allow to create own mobile educational games. In terms of the knowledge, please, after my speech, go to our stand in the expo area. There will be a very interesting ebook about gamification. You can download the ebook, over 40 pages of different articles of our specialists. So I encourage you to download the ebook. But in terms of technology, I would like to tell you about the Finnish technology, about the application Action Track. Action Track is a platform which allows creating our own mobile games. We don't need to have any IT skills, programming skills. We don't have to know any programming languages, because it works as an online editor. So everything is placed on the map. We add our own graphics. We write our own tasks, and then we put everything in proper places. And actually, the game is ready. When the game is prepared in the editor, then we open it to everyone. Everyone can download the game to their phone. Action track application is quite popular in many different areas, not only in the cultural sector. It can be used by hotels or different companies. Thanks to Action Track, people can get to know each other on, for example, delegations and tourism. This is Action Track is used in tourism as well. In Poland, Good Games is the only partner of Team Action Zone, the company Team Action Zone, that creates and constantly develops software of Action Track application. I told you that the platform gives you the possibility of creating the game. Like everyone can create the game. You don't need to know the language of programming. So who usually creates games? Well, we conduct a workshop for young people. So we teach them how to create the game, and then they design the game for themselves and for their peers. Very often, people working in libraries or in schools want to learn themselves such games, to design such games, and then pass the knowledge to their students. So if you have an idea, but you don't have time for workshop, and you want that specialist will take it over, so we can create for you the game, and we can deliver ready-made product, of course, consulted with you and designed, tailor designed for your needs. Mobile game, so the game for your smartphone can take place in 3 different modes. The third mode means that the GPS will be, let's say, activated in your mobile. So it's so the user has to move from one point to the other. So the person knows how to move to different places because he has indicators, and in different points the user has some tasks to complete. What does it mean, task or achievement? Well, it means to answer a question, to write something about himself or herself, to take a photo, to make a movie, or to take one of the ready-made answer. There is no limit. It depends on actually the creators. Everything can be there. The second mode of the game, QR codes. So we can place QR codes, for example, in our school or our cultural institution, and the players move from one room to the other, and they're moving around the building, and their task is to scan QR codes that activate another tasks. And another mode, it's called, like, say, the couch mode. So you need to have the internet access, you don't need to move anywhere, so it's not, guided learning game. Everything is on your screen, you don't have to go out, so all the answers are on your screen after you complete the previous tasks. Of course, if you have questions, please answer them on the chat. At the end of my speech, I will answer your questions, your queries. 3 modes, and the fact that everyone can design the game, well, it means that we have the full spectrum of possibilities, because Action Track application can be used to create literature quests, so the whole theme is based on the book. mobile guides as well. Urban games, um, for example, with the use of GPS, also gamification quizzes. So games that check users' knowledge. Very often used. This application is also very used in regional education. In terms of, for example, because there was a question on the chat of using Action Track at school. Is it free? Yes, the application is for free. Of course, designing the game or the license, well, you need to pay for that. But the players don't need to pay for the game. Students have already tested the game. Yes, I will tell you about it. Yes, we designed a game based on literature because you asked me how to apply it at school. Based on the literature, well, criminals are the great example because there is intrigue, detective, the mystery, finding the answer, who murdered the character. In Wrocław, the library in Wrocław created the game based on Lem literature. Balladyna 1 year ago was created also. I mean, the game based on Balladyna was created, and there were other, let's say, games not so serious based on cartoons, and they were aimed for children. Besides entertainment, we have educational aspect because we had games created with autography, for example, what escaped from the book. So something escaped from the book, and the words scattered, and the gamers need to recreate the words. So it's important for them to know the orthography. Historical books, I think they are the most popular. Historical games are very popular based on historical book because, well, it's a lot about patriotism, national topics. A game similar to Pokemon Go called Leopold Go, another games associated with local histories or with tackling social history. So even premieres of the games are extraordinary. Dozens of young people who are waiting to play the game, and then they're running around the terrain and they are winning awards. And very often this is also associated with educational activities from the local scouts, from the local reconstruction groups. They actively take part in such games as well. I would like to present the film because, of course, I can talk and talk, but I think the film best presents the premiere of the game.
Gminny Ośrodek Kultury w dniu dzisiejszym, 15 listopada 2019 roku, podjął wyzwanie zrobienie swojej pierwszej mobilnej terenowej gry, która odbywa się w miejscowości Skotniki. Na terenie tej miejscowości odwiedzamy różnego rodzaju zabytki, takie jak kościół, szkoła, dworek oraz jesteśmy na cmentarzu. Podczas tej gry dowiadujemy się o osobach, które były naszymi lokalnymi bohaterami, takimi jak generał Grzumot-Skotnicki, zasłużonymi, którzy czynnie brali udział w odzyskaniu niepodległości na terenie naszej gminy. Uczestnikami mobilnej gry Akcja Grzmot są to ludzie w wieku od 12 roku życia wzwyż. Jest to tematyka niepodległościowa, więc jest to też również swoistego rodzaju produkt edukacyjny, jak i historyczny. Dzisiejsi uczestnicy tej gry, aby zagrać, wykorzystują smartfon. Smartfon z dostępem do internetu, z wyłączoną lokalizacją i poruszają się patrząc na niego, gdzie program kieruje ich w dane miejsca i rozwiązują tam zagadki. Dzisiejsza gra jest premierą, aczkolwiek w inne dni ta gra również jest dostępna i można ją przechodzić kiedy się tylko chce. Można ją przechodzić w grupach, można ją przechodzić indywidualnie. Także bardzo serdecznie zachęcamy wszystkich turystów, inne osoby z innej gminy do promowania, uczenia się historii z terenu naszej gminy oraz historii o odzyskaniu niepodległości.
Takie krótkie tylko pokazanie, jak
So that just to briefly show you how can we use our ideas. We also used ecology based games, sciences. We also developed a series called Experiment, also an interesting idea related directly to sciences. Now it's time for you to play. 10 minutes to break, so I would like you to use action track in real life. I noticed that there are some questions. Unfortunately, I won't be able to answer all of them. Making the games, of course, making a game, of course, costs. So that's why they are paid. I'm available throughout the day. Please write to me on the chat. I'm here for you. And I would just encourage you to contact any institutions that are trained in getting funds for such games, location-based games or app-based games. Usually, these organizations know very well how to organize the funding, how to organize that game. Especially that the Ministry of Culture right now is about to open a call for subsidies. So I would like to encourage you to do it. So, how to play the game? Turn on the internet in your smartphone. Go to your Google Play or App Store. Download Action Track. Start Action Track and click Scan the code. And scan this particular code using your smartphone. Have fun.
krótka instrukcja, jak zagrać, a teraz w wersji, żeby Państwo zdążyli.
So, just for you to manage to read everything, take your phones, start the internet, enter Google Play or App Store.
Pobieramy aplikację Action Track. Jest to
Download Action Track. It's free of charge, of course,
bardzo szybko.
and it should happen quickly. You start the app, then you click on the scan access code, and then scan this particular code using your smartphone. The game is about Slavic myths. You need to help a fairy to find a special flower. The game was created this year, and it's still an educational game. And the questions that show up there, pertain to Slavic mythology, so you need to know a bit to get through it. Initially, it happened with the usage of GPS in all parks, in a lot of parks all over Poland. So subsequent tasks appeared once you reached a particular place in the park. Are there ready-made games? And how can we find them? One of the questions. If you like good games on Facebook, you will see that we publish a lot of QR codes for games that are taking place in this particular time. Or they can be played indoors as well. Another question, is there a possibility of showing the game for those who can't download the app? Again, I think I would like to invite you to our YouTube channel then, because then you have recordings, videos there from our other events. And hopefully most of you will be able to download the game. The QR code you need to scan is right now on the screen. Okay, some of you write that they have it. Probably it will take up some of your lunch break, but still, I can assure you it's worth experiencing. So, fingers crossed, have fun. And one more time, I would like to invite you to our expo stand, where you can find references to our Facebook page, website, and YouTube, where you can find more information about particular games. And there's a downloadable ebook about gamification, a lot of valuable information how to encourage people to learn something using a game, learn about their history, local history very often. If I can answer any more question. Oh yeah, are there games for sciences? Yes, there are. I did manage to show you the video about the experiment app, experiment center, but if you take a look at the Science Center in Gdynia website, definitely there will be more information. There will be more information about that. And this is used in the museum in Gdynia, Museum of Science in Gdynia. So most of you reports that they have it. Another question: are there any other languages, games available in other languages? Well, we haven't localized all of those games that are available, but for example, we designed the games in Ukrainian already, or in Czech, or even games in 2 languages. So if you have an idea, please contact us and we will try to create one for you, a game for you. Okay, I think it works. The game works, I mean. So again, please visit our website, goodgames.pl. And I'm sorry, Anna, one of the commentees, commenting that didn't fit in the scope of your favorite topics with this particular game. But yeah, maybe if you visit our website, then you will find a game that will appeal to you. Another question, anything from professional counseling? Well, we haven't done it, but the games are all about finding alternative solutions. So depending on the option you choose, different paths may occur, differing paths. So you could create a game like that. For example, first create a questionnaire that would give you through some branching pathways, and then at the end you will reach some kind of a final proposal for your future career. So if you have any questions, any ideas about your particular industry, please write to us at info@goodgames.pl. The email is visible on the slide as well. And again, I'm here for you today and tomorrow. So if you have any questions later on, I can answer all your questions then and send you any additional information. All right? So it's 1:15. So I fit within the deadline, within the allotted time. So I would like to wish all of those who still play, who are still playing, good time. Visit our stand on in the Expo Zone and have a great conference. I'll see you. Thank you very much for your attention.